Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! Oh my goodness, it is such a beautiful evening. Thank you guys so much for falling in love with this YouTube channel as much as what you have over the last year. It's incredible. It's been the most enjoyable experience of my entire existence as a podcaster. I did this for 30 years. And if there was one niche that I could fall in love with all over again, it would have to be this one, because of just how incredibly supportive each and every one of you are. There's just something about doing podcasts in the nighttime that I've loved doing, and I've loved to spread a message of kindness in the light of the moon every year of my life for the last 30 years, and I've had so much fun doing it. Thank you guys so much for never quitting on me when you could have, and been watching somebody else on YouTube with their Descendants and Zombies videos, and I'm really happy you found my videos in the light of the moon every night throughout your journey through the woods. And I just want to give you something nice to hear about your favorite Descendants and Zombie stars, so you're going to have to forgive me. I'm a really sweet guy, and I love each and every one of you for the passion that we share for Descendants and Zombies, the passion that has undeniably brought us all together. I love Ruby Rose Turner. While I can't speak for everybody who have reviewed Ruby, I love her so much. And it breaks my heart that I hear all these negative reviews being dropped about Ruby on YouTube. And all the Descendant stars, for that matter. Kylie Control's political point of view never seems to find its way out of the conversation ever since February of 2024, when she had to address her fans on TikTok for referring to them as cuties and not being a Donald Trump supporter. I want Kylie Control to know that she deserves something more out of life and shouldn't be crying herself to sleep every night. And if it comes down to it, if it comes down to the worst, I will run for President of the United States, because I know Kylie Control has thousands, if not millions, of fans out there that do love her and do support her. They have subscribed to this YouTube channel. You are not here because of me, or at least I don't think you're here because of me. Maybe you are. You're here because you're a fan of Kylie. You're here because you're a fan of Ruby, and you've had your heart broken more times than enough because of how you've loved Kylie and Ruby so much. That's all you've ever wanted to tell them, and they are being criticized way too much. So long after I moved into this house, what I wanted to do was I wanted to create a podcast where I could spread a message of kindness, and that's what I did. I've been doing it for 30 years, and I used to do it in the basement of my parents' home, which wasn't very big, when my parents used to go out every night. And every night I used to be alone, and I'd record these podcasts, and I could only hope in 1999 that someone was going to hear my voice. And in 2025, thousands of you have heard my voice, apparently, and have subscribed to this YouTube channel, which I can't thank you enough for it. From my heart to yours, from one heart to another, thank you so much. I want a girl to know that she is very special. Every relationship that I've ever been in, that's all I've ever wanted the girl to know that I was with, that she was very special. And she made this world unique in her own way. And she helped me make everything make sense in this life. Now, while they left me to pursue other avenues in life and other projects and things they wanted out of life, my heart was left broken in the process. But while my heart was left broken, I had each and every one of you to spread a message of kindness through the eyes of. And whether you see kindness through my eyes every night, I really don't know. But if you do and you feel inspired by these videos, thank you so much. Because that's one thing that I really noticed about the Descendants cast, was just how kind they were. More especially Ruby. Ruby was so kind. And she didn't deserve to be criticized the way that she was. She was a bubblegum kind of character that was so full of life. She was so exuberant, and I love her dearly. And that's all I ever wanted Ruby to know, was that I love her dearly, and I wish she was here more often than enough to help me make sense of life. And what I mean by that is, oftentimes when I found life difficult and I couldn't find my way out of darkness and back into the light, Ruby was the one that saved me, and all of you were the ones that saved me. Do you remember in The Dark Knight Rises, the Batman movie from 2012, Christian Bale, I'm referencing now, Bane broke Batman's back and threw him into the abyss. And the children of Gotham City pulled him from out of the abyss, and all they ever wanted was a hero. Well, that's what I saw in you, and that's what you obviously saw in me, was that you wanted a hero, and you wanted the voice for Descendants and Zombies. And somehow, you guys made me the voice of Descendants and Zombies, and I can't thank you enough for that, because this niche is incredible. It is the strongest niche in the world. It has a never-ending amount of love and support that I can't ever get enough of. And if the Descendants cast is looking to hear something nice about themselves after Googling so many negative reviews, which they're pulling themselves away from Google for, sometimes they can't, they will find it here through me and through all of your guys' eyes. Because you guys don't have to subscribe to this YouTube channel, but you are subscribing and you are supporting me. I want you all to know that I love you dearly. And if a guy can't see how appreciative he should be of each and every one of you, then that's his loss. Girls make everything make sense in this life. I know they've helped me make sense of everything. You guys help me make sense of everything. And you're going to have to forgive me because I'm the sweetest guy in the world. I really am. I remember when young girls used to show up at my door every year on Halloween from 2015 and beyond, and they would explain to me why they were dressed up as their favorite Descendant stars, and I was so blown away by it, enamored by it. And I remember eating a O. Henry bar and Googling everything that there was to know and find out about the Descendant stars from Kylie Cantrell to Dove Cameron and the franchise as a whole, and I thought it was so cute. I thought it was so adorable. And then I saw all these idiots on their podcasts on YouTube capitalizing on the revenue of Descendants to achieve monetization, and I said, what the hell is going on? These kids love it so much. The least you girls should see on YouTube is something nice, something that you can believe in, and somebody that you can trust in. Not these idiots reviewing Descendants shoving chili dogs in their face while they review the hour-and-a-half long movie, the 90-minute production. I've had a hand in theater for forever, so I'm going to do the best I can to help you make sense of it. Hopefully, you'll believe that we're far from seeing the end of this story. Don't ever believe that. Please don't ever believe that. And please don't ever believe they're running out of supernatural characters when it comes to the Zombies franchise, because there is so much more of a story to be told. If it comes down to it, you guys can hit the subscribe button, make me famous overnight, and I'll hunt Dracula in Zombies 5. In the Transylvanian Forest, which you actually have to go through to get to Transylvania and ride Transylvania horses, which I would love the opportunity to do. They're the fastest horses in the world. Now, I was to a castle today, and it put me in mind of Descendants. It brought me back to my memories of being a fan of Descendants from 2015 to 2019 and the rise of Red. It was so fun, and I took pictures of it and I threw them up on my Facebook page. I love this so much. The cast is so kind, so I want them to know that the first thing I'm going to do when I become the director of Descendants is I'm going to fire the entire social media department, and they're going to be able to post whatever they want. I'm going to fire everyone in the social media department and show them the door, because they have not had creative control. They don't feel inspired by what they are doing. They can't say what they want to say, and I want them to know that that stops after I become the producer and the writer of Descendants, because I trust the Descendants cast. I trust what they post on social media. I don't think it has to be reviewed by anybody. And I think they need to feel more confident in what they are doing through inspiring each and every one of you. There is nothing worse than feeling as if you don't have creative control over your rights and your character and how you want it to be perceived. I want the Descendants cast to know that I love them dearly. I'm seriously thinking about installing a helipad on top of my roof, so the Descendants cast can come here and we can shoot Descendants here. It is a beautiful location. They chose British Columbia, but that's fine. I'll go to British Columbia if I have to. There's nothing a plane can't get me. There's nowhere a plane can't get me. So whatever I have to do, I'm up for it. And I just want to give you something special that you can believe in for at least the next 15 years and another 15 movies. Because there are so many movies that can be spawned off of Descendants, from, faraway adventures to romances between Red and whoever her love interest is going to be by the time we get to Descendants 5 or Descendants 6. I've loved Kylie for forever, and it breaks my heart how people are criticizing her for referring to her fans as cuties. If she wants to refer to her fans as cuties, if she wants to refer to me as a cutie, then I see nothing wrong with it. If she is not a Donald Trump supporter, I also see nothing wrong with that. And if anything, Kylie Cantrell has inspired me to run for President of the United States, which I will more than happily do, and I will oblige Kylie. And I will give Kylie Cantrell a president that she can finally be proud of and feel confident in shutting her eyes over, because I don't think that girl deserves to cry herself to sleep every night. Criticize me if you wish. I just don't think she deserves to cry herself to sleep every night. I don't think any of you deserve to cry yourself to sleep every night. I really don't. And to me, it is absolutely ridiculous how Kylie is just victimized by all these critics, because she feels this way about life, how the guy doesn't respect her for her values. If the guy doesn't respect you for your values, Kylie, you got to remove yourself from the situation, which you obviously did from last year, and I'm incredibly proud of you for having done that, because you could have been still with that guy. It's 2025, and you could have been still with that same guy that you were with last year, who broke your heart, because a lot of the stuff that the guys were interested in that you were with were pretty much just weird. Let me just say this to you. If any of you can find a guy who finds time in appreciating you and can't see you for what your value is, you're worth a whole lot more than he ever thinks. And I know that I say this because I had my heart broken more times than enough. And a lot of you probably think I'm a real nerd with all these video games and stuffies and posters in my room. But I say that because I have a heart, and I just wanted to share that heart with you through this podcast. I wanted somebody to hear my voice more than ever since the age of 13. And I like to believe that I achieved that. I like to believe that I've offered inspirational opinions and criticism on this YouTube channel. And one thing that I've always wanted you to believe and run away with from this YouTube channel throughout your journey every night through the woods before you come to the fork in the road that will lead you down a path of Descendants videos that make no sense. And here is that every dream that you ever have, I don't care what that dream is, but I want you to know that that dream can be yours and that happily ever after does exist. You may have been in 100 relationships with a guy that you thought was the best guy in the world, and now you're saying to yourself after having your heart broken so many times that you'll never find Mr. Right, I'm through with guys. I don't think you should say that because there is somebody out there for you. You just haven't found them yet. And if anyone is not going to believe in you, at least you have me to believe in you. And I'm hoping you're going to hit the subscribe button because you're just as big of a fan of Descendants and Zombies as what I am. I'm looking forward to the Kingdom Cup games. I'm looking forward to taking a chance on all these new characters. I'm somewhat skeptical on the Princess of Rogan and Kanto seeing their way into Descendants because there are so many characters that have been left out of this franchise, from the Rapunzel characters to characters that we've forgotten about. The Little Mermaid, there could be an introduction of mermaids into either Descendants or Zombies by the time we get to, I don't know, Zombies 5 or Descendants 6. I'm not closing the book on this because each and every one of you have believed it so much. And I don't ever want to say the story is over because, if anything, the story is far from over. I go back to those haunting words that Uma dropped, China Anne McClain. Although I thought she was crazy for going waha so many times, I go back to the haunting words of everybody got what they wanted, but one shouldn't mess with the fabric of time and not expect consequences because this story is far from over. And if anything, you didn't believe this was the end of the story, did you? Because it's far from over. And one may go away from this podcast thinking that I should have been the voice of Descendants, which is what you guys pretty much made me. For some reason, you guys saw a hero in me. You saw a comic book nerd and a hero in me, and thank you so much for that. Actually, you saw a comic book nerd, a guy who loves video games, the sweetest guy in the world, and you saw a hero in me, which is obviously the most important and most significant thing. And I can't thank you enough for that. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for showing me the love and support that you had, because honestly, when everybody quit on me, you guys were all I had. And I had the Descendants franchise and the Zombies franchise as moral support. I mean, I was a radio broadcaster for years. I can't even tell you how many podcasts I've hosted as the co-host, and I had to put over host of the show until I made the decision, the executive decision, to go on my own. And it was very difficult to produce a podcast independently, and I could only hope that people were going to hear my voice. I hosted a show by myself. I stated my opinion for what it was worth. And I would go to Booster Juice after I uploaded the video by 2009 on YouTube, when YouTube premiered shortly after in 2005, with the first video being uploaded on April 23rd of that year. And you were severely limited. You couldn't say what you wanted. The videos could only be 10 minutes. They had to be uploaded in parts. You guys would have thought YouTube was a disaster because many of you weren't born when YouTube had all those, restrictions. And now I'm in possession of a 4K camera, which I could have only wished to have been in possession of 20 years ago. But now I have all this technology, all this cool stuff, and a podcast that was ultimately better than one that I had 20 years ago because it was a nightmare producing it, and it was really scary to do it. But I found it a very powerful way to reach audiences, to fall into niches, and I've hosted shows for a lot of different niches over the years, and I'll say this again tomorrow, but this niche is one that I fell in love with for how kind each and every one of you are. If there is one quality that I love Ruby Rose Turner for so much, it's just because she's her. She's herself, and she's so kind. And each and every one of you are so kind, because when you could have quit on me, you didn't quit on me, and you believed in me so much. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for having believed in me for as long as what you have. Night or day, this podcast will always be here for each and every one of you to help you make sense of life, just as each and every one of you have helped me make sense of life. Descendants healed me. because I had a lot of girls that couldn't make sense of why I loved Descendants as much as what I did. Their daughters loved it so much, and then they would show me the door after I fell in love with their daughter's passion. I don't know, because probably they wanted a guy who lifted 200 pounds at the gym, which is something I never ever did. I was more into comic books and video games, and they didn't like it. Hopefully Ruby Rose Turner is a Fortnite fan and will play Fortnite with me every night and help me bake cookies and pies and muffins in my kitchen and sing the song Life is Sweeter When You Are. And if that's what I've got to look forward to in life, then I can die happy. If listening to Ruby Rose Turner sing that song Life is Sweeter When You Are is all I've got to look forward to, and each and every one of you, if this is how we're going to die, then I'm really proud to say that this is how I died and how my life ended. Because there's just something about Ruby's kindness that I can never seem to get enough of. There's just something about talking about these two franchises that I can never seem to get enough of. Am I a fan of it? Sure, I'm a fan of it. I thought Dove Cameron's portrayal of Nell was a beautiful representation of a character, Maleficent's daughter. I thought how Sophia Carson brought the character Evie to life with no backstory whatsoever as the evil queen's daughter was amazing. I thought how all these legends came into play their parents was amazing, and how that trend is carried over now to the Rise of Red franchise. I think we can easily get 3 movies out of this, but I also easily think we can get 15 out of it, because Kylie just said on a podcast interview that she wanted to see it when she was 40, and she may get what she wanted. Also, the memory of Cameron Boyce. I thought the tribute was very lackluster in The Rise of Red. It should have been better, and his memory will live on through this YouTube channel, and people like Dove Cameron and Sophia Carson will get what they want, and they will get it through me. I'm tired of seeing these Descendant stars having their heart broken. I'm tired of hearing you having your heart broken by all these ridiculous videos that are being uploaded to this platform which have no business being uploaded to it. So I can only hope that you're going to hear my voice, you're going to trust in my voice and my opinions on Descendants and Zombies and stuff like the Worlds Collide Tour, and if we will see sequels to what we've already seen, and sure, we'll see sequels to everything we've seen, but I want you to also believe that every dream that you have can happen for you. I know how it goes. People are bullied all the time, pushed into lockers, tripped up in hallways. I know because it happened to me. And I've just tried to help people make sense of, how it happens and why it happens. It is totally uncalled for. It is totally unacceptable. I know this is coming from a guy that has had his heart broken so many times in this lifetime. But ultimately what I wanted to give you was just something you could be proud of. Just so you'll watch this video, you'll say, I'm going to hit subscribe for this guy because he's really cool. He's really sweet. He loves Descendants as much as what each and every one of us do. And I just never wanted to let you down. Let me put it to you this way. If we're on a raft in high waves, if that raft is going to sink, I've got you by the hand and I will pull you to shore every single time when it comes to these Descendants videos. I'm looking forward to Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampire and its premiere in a couple of days. I'm looking forward to Zombies 5, and I'm looking forward to Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland, which is an awesome title, next summer. I've got a lot to look forward to next summer, and I'm really excited about next summer for a lot of stuff going on in my life. And I want you to know that I will be here for each and every one of you. I don't care about the girls who left me because their daughters were infatuated with Descendants as much as what I was. I don't care that I've spent all my money on this YouTube channel, which is a considerable amount. My credit card bill is truly frightening. And oftentimes I can't make sense of it, and I wonder why I did what I did. But then, reality hits me in the face, and the reality of it is, I did it because I loved it as much as each and every one of you, and I loved you. And I thought that you deserved better than what you were hearing on YouTube, and I just wanted to give that to you. Criticize me if you wish. I just wanted to give that to you, and I wanted people like Ruby Rose Turner and Kylie Control to know that they shouldn't be crying themselves to sleep because they're afraid to Google themselves because of what they may find. Years ago, I used to hate to Google myself. I used to Google myself all the time. Until one day I just started laughing at it and just not paying any attention to it. The best way to deal with stupidity in this life is to just ignore it. And that's a valuable lesson I learned when I was covering pro wrestling years ago. But that's really all you can do is just ignore it. I used to hate Googling myself. I was afraid of what I was going to find. I had people impersonating me. I had everything happening. I really felt for people like Kylie Contrell and Ruby Rose Turner who hated Googling themselves. But if you actually put the time into Googling Kylie and Ruby, you will see a beautiful friendship. You will see beautiful photos of a friendship that will never die. A friendship that should be profiled more than what it ever has been. If you can profile Dove Cameron and Sophia Carson's friendship as much as what you had, or Ashley Tisdale and Vanessa Hudgens for as much as what you had, then you can do the same thing for Ruby Rose Turner and Kylie Contrell, or Kylie Contrell and Mila Baker, which is heavily publicized and I love them so much. There's just something about seeing Kylie Cantrell and Ruby Rose Turner happy that I can never get enough of, and I want to see more of that because I think it's totally unacceptable when people like Kylie Cantrell and Ruby Rose Turner have to Google themselves all the time and find the stuff they do. I'll say this again tomorrow night on my podcast because I love them so much. I want you to know that I will do my best to give you the best commentaries and best analogies that you will find because that's what I do. I've done it for the better part of 30 years, sometimes with co-hosts that I couldn't make sense of. I couldn't be myself, and then I go back to creative freedom. There is no better person to be in your life than to be yourself and to be aspired to be yourself, to aspire other people to create YouTube, believe in the possibility of a zombie invasion, and that happily ever after does exist when it comes to Descendants. And criticize me if you wish, but I'm here for each and every one of you. So you've come to the fork in the road. Do you take the path to the right that takes you to Descendants videos that make no sense, to want to achieve monetization and qualify for the ever beautiful YouTube partnership program, or do you stay here with me? I would love for you to stay here with me. I love seeing new people hitting the subscribe button all the time for their passion for Red, for their passion for Chloe, what have you. I've got a Minnie Mouse now. So you guys should hit the subscribe button and take a chance on me. I would love to keep you guys forever here and have you fall in love with these videos because I think these videos are really cool. And as far as I'm concerned, I have the best Descendants and Zombies themed YouTube channel that's ever been created on YouTube, and I would love for you to be a part of this YouTube channel. I would love for you to be a part of this community because your love and support is something I will never ever forget. The profound effect that Descendants and Zombies has had on my life, I will never ever forget. I will hold it close to my heart for forever and dearly, and I know now, I may not have known before, but I know now that life is sweeter when you are. Forgive me for being such a sweetheart, but you guys are the most amazing fans in the world, and just thank you for being here, and thank you for having made me, for some reason, the voice of the Descendants and Zombies, and never having quit on me when you very easily could have. So with that being said, as we spread kindness by the light of the moon tonight, it is a beautiful night, one of the most beautiful nights I've seen in quite some time. What do you say we take a look at this Descendants footage? I think you're going to really enjoy it. If you have not hit the subscribe button, you're going to want to do that.
You know, Cat's Eye, I love them so much too. Those are like my girls. I've known them for a while. But that's just like the coolest space to me. I feel like what they do with the visuals and just like the details and, you know, the concepts and just how they are with their fans. I think it's so cool and something I try to emulate in my own way as well. I've taken a lot of inspiration from Islet. And the girls, they were so sweet. I was in Canada at the time filming.
Kylie Cantrell has been a huge inspiration to me and millions of people for obvious reasons. She is so incredibly talented, and she is so fearless and strong. So if you were looking for a character to portray the right character, the young Queen of Hearts daughter, you couldn't have found a better person than Kylie Cantrell. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm good with Kylie for the next 10 years. I just want Kylie Cantrell to know that she shouldn't be crying herself to sleep every night because we're opinions on different issues in this lifetime. We all have different opinions, and we are entitled to those opinions. That's in the Constitution of Rights. And I know that more than anybody because I've been a podcaster for so long, all of my life, ever since I was 13 years old. And I could only hope that someone was going to hear my voice. And if Kylie, you're watching this video, know that I'm in your corner, and every single time the bell goes off, ding, 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 I am coming out of that corner swinging ferociously for you. We are all in love with you, and we are not going anywhere. The Descendants of Zombies franchises will always be here. We are far from seeing the stories have been completed and seeing its end, because I'm going to do my best to keep these franchises alive, these two franchises, for the next eternity. For each and every one of you, and even in the afterlife, because you deserve it. You deserve to hear something better. You've deserved to hear something better for a very long time. I know girls play soccer behind my house every night. I know that I talk about living in a haunted house, and I offer relationship advice sometimes, because I know sometimes girls can't make sense of why guys leave them. I can't either. I really can't. I want you to know that my heart goes out to each and every one of you. Kindness goes a long way in this world, and I think, with that having been said, this is the perfect opportunity on a beautiful, gorgeous night like tonight for me to jump off this podcast, go hunt a couple of vampires while you spread your own message of kindness, and we'll jump back on this podcast tomorrow and talk about it. Because there's never more of an opportunity to talk about Descendants than right now. Because we're all in this together, we share the same passion, and tomorrow morning we'll talk about it again. Until then, bye YouTube. We will do this again tomorrow. Go spread kindness, be kind to one another, and I will see you very soon.